Retro styles are all the rage in fashion and audio. While we're dipping back into the playbook for the looks of vintage electronics, the internals, features, and sound quality are all very modern. Meet JBL Authentics 200. This is a portable home audio speaker with a few surprises baked in. In this full hands-on review here in my home, I'm going to try the speaker out. I'll talk about what it sounds like, what features it has that might be of interest, including voice assistant support. I'll wrap things up with both the pros and the cons and let you know if I think this is a good speaker for your home. I'd like to thank JBL for sending me the Authentics 200. The company has given it to me for this review, but they haven't asked for or received any permission to have any input into it, so you can consider these thoughts on my own. I'm flying, yeah, I'm free now. JBL Authentics 200 is the smallest smart speaker in the Authentics trio and also the least expensive. The company may have dipped into its own archives to pull from designs back when low-density foam used to front pretty much every speaker. This grille, though, looks quite unique since it's not really soft foam, but more of a solid covering, and the gold edging adds some vintage flair. Although JBL has placed the Authentics 200 in the portable speaker category on its website, the speaker doesn't have a battery and can only be used plugged in. The unboxing is pretty quick since the speaker's the only thing in here except for the AC power cord, which you'll connect in the back. There's 3 simple dials on top. The far left button is for volume if you twist it, or for play pause if you press it. A double tap skips forward and a triple tap goes back. The other 2 dials are treble in the middle and bass on the right. There's also a Bluetooth button and what JBL calls a moment button, which can access personalized settings in the JBL One app. You'll find all the connection options on the back of the JBL Authentics 200. This includes Ethernet, auxiliary, and a USB-C port, which is strictly for flash storage in case you want classic local MP3 playback. The small switch on the back is a reminder the Authentics 200 is a smart speaker capable of listening for voice commands, but if you are more privacy conscious and want to use it as a non-connected home speaker, just flick the switch off. When it comes to the setup, the speaker will likely arrive in pairing mode, and if not, you can push and hold the Bluetooth button to get it connected to your phone or device. I was connected to my Apple iPhone in seconds. While I began with a straight Bluetooth to iPhone connection, you can use the JBL One app instead, which will bring in full Wi-Fi connectivity. I did that later on, and it also worked perfectly. The JBL One app serves as a hub for all your popular music streaming services, as well as a control panel for adjusting your settings, like your equalizer. If the app doesn't appeal to you, you can still stream audio directly to the speaker using Bluetooth, or use Wi-Fi through several protocols, including Chromecast, AirPlay, and Alexa Cast support. As a smart connected speaker, JBL Authentics 200 can respond to both Alexa and Google commands. What's the weather forecast for Calgary?
Today in Calgary, there will be snow showers with a forecasted high of -7 and a low of -12.
To enable voice assistant control, you should get a prompt to set this up the first time you access the app, and if that's the case, you can just choose your preferred assistant and log into your account to confirm. If you missed it the first time around, you can still access the settings by clicking into the speaker, looking for product settings, and then choosing voice assistant. In that same menu, by the way, you can also enable multi-room playback setups for things like Chromecast, AirPlay, Spotify, or Tidal. What time is it?
It's 7:12 a.m.
Calling for Google's help overall worked really well. The responses were reasonably quick, and a small subtle light on the front let me know my assistant had heard my request. Turn kitchen lights to warm white.
Changing 5 lights to warm white.
I was even able to use the assistant to execute smart home commands, and while the speaker did what I asked almost immediately, there was a short lag in Google's verbal confirmation, which wasn't really an issue. Behind the speaker grille of the JBL Authentics 200 lies a pair of 25mm tweeters. Underneath the speaker, you'll find 4 rubber feet, which insulate the speaker from vibration. These components offer a total power output of 90 watts, which is considerably more than the average Bluetooth speaker, allowing you to blast the volume without noticeable distortion. Since we're on the topic, let's talk about the sound quality. Given the retro stylings of this speaker, you might be expecting the sound to be a little muddy or rough to match the 1970s wood-paneled basement vibes. But the sound is 100% made in 2024 with a beautiful balance and outstanding clarity. The bass is wonderfully vibrant, and those insulating feet give the speaker a really warm vibration with no buzziness. You can't stop time. checked out a bunch of different music on this speaker and found everything from country to jazz to pop sounded outstanding. Using the dials on top, I can also dial in either the low or the high end where I might want it. Of note, if you have two JBL Authentics speakers, you could also set up a stereo pair or multi-room audio too. Overall, JBL Authentics 200 serves as a nice, compact retro piece that can perk up any room. The speaker's audio quality measures up nicely to the aesthetics, and the added voice assistant features are really useful. It's time to tally up both the pros and the cons to see if this speaker might work for you. On the pro side, the design is super cool and it fits into my mid-century home beautifully. The speaker was easy to set up and easy to connect to my virtual assistant, and the voice control works well and it executed commands fast. The sound quality is top-notch, and with the dials on the top or the JBL app, I can get even more control over my audio. And with pairing and multi-room audio, I can build my system as I might need. Plus, there's Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connections and support for multiple streaming services. So what are the potential downsides? There's not a lot that I can identify that's actually wrong with the speaker itself. The biggest concerns might be with things that it won't do, but that it's not designed to do, like the fact that it's kind of billed as a portable speaker, but it has no battery. In this case, portable, I suppose, means easier to carry. This speaker could also prove maybe underpowered for some users. I didn't find that, but if you feel that's the case, you could definitely upgrade to one of the bigger and more powerful JBL Authentics options. Finally, the biggest barrier to entry for some will likely be the price. Reaching into the archives for design inspiration apparently doesn't come cheap. Selling for about $349 US or 500 Canadian, this speaker is definitely an investment, even being the smallest option in the range. If it's in your budget, this is a really cool, high-performing speaker that not only adds a lot to your home's aesthetic, but also to its ambiance with top-notch sound quality. I can absolutely recommend JBL Authentics 200 for you, and if you want to see what else is out there in terms of competition, you can check out the vintage-styled Marshall speakers I talked about, or see what you get from a truly portable JBL speaker right now.